This is the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, August 29th from Sarasota, Florida. I'm Seth Johnson.
From Reynoldsburg, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast all about home technology, home automation, and it's CEDIA season. Yay! Guys, excited. I get to see you next week in Denver, Colorado. Oh, no, wait, we're not going to CEDIA.
Yeah, we're not going to CEDIA, no.
Yeah.
We're going to CES.
Yay!
Yeah, we are.
I'm excited. When the gang's all back together, it's fun.
Well, we'll be there in spirit at CEDIA next week. And there's a bunch of stuff going on. Shelly's launching some new dealer programs. There you go. With partner-centric pricing, it says. So that's interesting.
Was it going to be a nickel off?
$1.
They already cost nothing, so...
Exactly. Legrand is rolling out some Matter-compatible lighting products and some switches, like outlets and outlet switches, it looks like. So that's kind of interesting. It's a little crossover into some DIY product. I don't think there are any companies out there like pro companies that are doing Matter yet. I haven't heard anybody doing it.
This is the first I've heard.
This is pretty exciting, honestly, because it just brings it to more people. I'm sure they won't be the cheapest devices out there, but they'll be available for people, and they'll probably be at Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards and all these other stores that people go to. So
yeah, and they don't look bad. I mean, they don't look great, but they don't look terrible.
I was going to say that dimmer does not look good, but
yeah,
I always hate when they do the separate little slider thing.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Huh. I am curious to see what the pricing looks like, but I probably would never buy these. Still kind of obsessing over those Insteon ones from last week. So
stuff like the outdoor dual smart plug, though, I think is a good touch. You know, that's always needed in a lot of applications. So especially around the holidays coming up here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's always nice to have. I have a old Lutron Radio Raw. No,
Caseta.
There you go. Yeah. I have a Lutron Caseta version. So. And a Libra. Well, actually, this is more of a friend of the show, Chow Mein driver. They've released a Bond bridge driver for Crestron Home, so that's pretty cool because that brings in a lot of those like low megahertz fan RF devices like fans, blinds, shades, fireplaces. You put the Bond bridge in, and then you can integrate it with things, which is nice. So good job over there, Alan and Co. knocking out another driver for this. I'm like I see them posting like almost once a week. They're just churning out drivers left and right over there. So
what exactly is a Libra? Because in the article it links to a website that is not available.
Bond Bridge. It's the Bond Bridge. Libra is the company that makes the Bond Bridge thing. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. This is funny here. DMF Lighting is preparing to have a pretty big show at the CEDIA Expo. It looks like there's going to be a bunch of people there. I was looking at the floor. They've got like a 40 by 40 booth, it's a big booth. So if you're there at the show, drop by, say hi. They're going to have, I think, the HK stuff there too, which is their outdoor lighting company. TJ, have you ever seen the HK product?
I have not. No, I don't think I've even heard of it.
It's like some super high-end outdoor lighting fixtures and that kind of thing. So there'll be a bunch of my coworkers there, I guess. So go say hi. And we've got this company, Dio, is coming out with a whole lot of a Sonos competitor at $299, I guess is what it says. So I don't know. Good luck. It seems like we see like one of these random companies that come in and they have like a little Sonos type device, like an audio device. And they're like, yeah, it'll play Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. And I don't know. There's another one. Check it out. They'll be at the show, I guess. And then a car. This is the big one.
Yes.
This is kind of the big one. I'm like curious how this is going to go. If you're at CEDIA, please take a picture of a car booth, and I want to see like who's in there, because it says it's going to be a hands-on booth. They're going to focus on being a hands-on booth, and I'm curious if there's going to be. We were talking about this before the show, and Gavin thinks like dealers are just going to flock over to this.
No, that's not what I said. No.
That's 100% what he said.
And TJ and I are a little more skeptical.
All I am saying is that it feels like the do-it-yourself space is kind of moving, trying to make some pushes into the pro space, and Akara is one of these companies that seem to be making a move. And I think we kind of knew this was coming.
Shelly too, right? Shelly too.
Yeah. And we knew this was coming because they were asking questions on X and stuff about this. And I'm very excited to see what they're planning to do and where they're planning to go. Because I just think they have so many in the DIY space, so much like things that are cool in the DIY space. And it's been very reliable too, right? That I think they can offer a lot. But whether or not the pro space will accept it, that's a whole different conversation that we had off the air.
Well, I think Aqara's problem in this space would be the fit and finish of their app itself. I use the Aqara app. I have it for the FP2 sensors, but also the locks inside my house. But I also have it for my office. And I only have like probably a dozen devices, maybe a dozen and a half or so devices altogether. But the interface just isn't quite there, and there's some weird translation things that happen.
Yeah,
because Aqara is a Chinese company. And some of the translations don't always go very well. And I don't think I would want to hand this to a customer. And so I think if they did some work on that end, it would probably be a more compelling product for the professional space. But I don't think they're there yet.
But I was also wondering, are they gonna like push their ecosystem, their app like that? Because their hubs offer Matter. All the devices get exported via Matter, and that's how you can integrate it to Home Assistant. Would they just do that and look to integrate it with like Crestron or something in the pro space? Or, I'm not sure where they're going to go with this, right? Like, are they expecting the pro space to take on their app? Because then that limits to their devices as well, too, right?
Well, they do have this like thing that you're talking about, the Car Studio, which is some kind of software thing that they put together for B2B and like MDU and that kind of thing. I don't know. I think this would go over and maybe better in the European countries. Maybe that's where they're going to focus at first, but
probably.
I don't see dealers specifically clamoring for this type of product at all. Like Aqara is great for the stuff that TJ was doing, where you had like the little camera thing set up. Is that what it was? It's a Aqara.
Yeah, a little PTZ camera. And it notifies me when somebody comes into my office. I have a little vibration sensor on my door, so I know when the door goes up.
The FP2 is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the FP2 in my house. I mean, they make really good products and stuff, but there's like, I don't know, there's weird like inconsistencies, right? A car is a good example of this. Like the door locks, I can't sync up like all the door lock user code. So I have to go to every single door lock and change the user code for that.
That's
lock.
Weird.
And it's just like weird stuff like that where like you're just not going to see that in a professional space. So it's just it really comes down to software.
Yeah, I'm looking at their developer. They do have an API and platform to build off their product with. So there's that. They have that going for them. But I don't know how many developers are going to be clamoring to get into the Aqara ecosystem. I don't know. They do have a decent product. I like my little door lock, and the hub is okay, and the FP2 thing is nice. But I don't really have it integrated with anything. So. And it looks like all their integrations go through the internets. So it doesn't look like it's local. Womp womp.
Yeah, and there's definitely like a market of some capacity for professional sell and DIY products, right? And when I first started my business, it was a lot of like Ring doorbells and Ring cameras and stuff, because a lot of times it just comes down to convenience.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to like a door sensor or like just a Wi-Fi camera and stuff, most people don't need you to install that for them. Like when you're doing like in-ceiling speakers and you're doing like a control system and you're doing all this fancy stuff, you probably want somebody to help you with that. But to install some motion sensors and stuff, you don't really need anybody unless you're aiming for a market that just does not want to do it themselves.
Or they just don't want to program it too, and that's where you come into play and you program it for them.
But you're still making money just on the labor over at the end of the day, right? Because if it's an $80 camera, they're going to sell it to you for $10 or $15 less probably, and then so you make like $10. Like that.
What, Aqara?
Yeah, I mean, like if they're going to come out with a dealer program, you know what I mean? And that's the same problem with Shelly, right? Shelly keeps going after dealers, but it's like, well, you already sell the relay for $15,
and you can buy them on Amazon for like a 5-pack for way less than
So what is the dealer going to sell it for? They're not going to make any money on it, and unfortunately, that's just how the industry is set up. They make money on the product. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what they actually do with it. There are some like companies that are like dabbling in the space. We've talked about Annovo before. They make the Home Assistant hub that brings in stuff to, I think it's Control 4 and Elan or Nice. And so there is some weird like cross platform stuff going on here, but I haven't really seen anybody too excited about it.
The accessories are nice. I'm looking at their API, and they have like message queues based on this Rocket MQ thing, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, it looks like what's the one MQ TT looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Similar API for that. So I don't know. Everybody's looking for that local integration, and this isn't really it. So the Matter stuff is great, but again, like, that gets you local integration first, right? But no one in the pro space is doing Matter integrations right now. It would be interesting if like Control4 or Elan Nice came out and said, hey, we have Matter now. We're going to do Matter, and we're gonna push all of our stuff out for Matter, and you can integrate with our products that way. That'd be cool.
And then dealers would be like, what's Matter?
Why should it matter? I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's what we got for CEDIA. We're going to be at CES in January 2026, possibly. And so, yeah.
No, there's no possibly. Gavin and I will be there.
Yeah, possibly.
That is unknown right now.
Wait.
Seth literally he already has a place that he can stay. He just has to actually go.
Yeah.
He has to pay for it, though.
So you gonna be there, Seth?
Yeah, possibly. I'm a definite maybe.
100% possibility.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure, yeah.
This is what we got to deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah. Well, what I do know we have some HomeTech headlines tonight outside of all the CEDIA news, and that's just like the preview. We haven't even gotten like the news that's coming out. So there's going to be more that comes next week. So
many displays.
Yeah. It's going to be some outdoor televisions to look at, I guess.
Are we going to see a $750,000 in-ground TV? I don't know.
You'll probably see that again. Yeah. So, well, we got some HomeTech headlines. So what do you say we jump in?
Possibly.
All right. Well, possibly Unifi has released Protect 6.1, which has all sorts of goodies. First up, they've got the G6 Pro Bullet and all their little, their little IoT devices are starting to roll out. Superlink devices. There we go. They've got an environmental sensor with humidity, temperature, light, and leak detection. And it's a 100 dB rugged all-weather siren. So there you go. That sounds kind of cool, actually. They're going to start pushing out these products into their ecosystem. I was talking about the projects today. I was just installing a G6 PTZ, and wow, those things are nice.
Yeah. And
they pick up your face while you're walking around. They're not expensive. They're like $200-$300.
Seth could have got one for $100 more than his AI horn, and it would have been useful.
Well, the AI horn's here.
Not being used still. This Superlink system is pretty interesting. I'm interested to see if Ubiquiti actually sticks with it. They've over the years they've released product lines that they killed off relatively quickly afterwards. This appears to use LoRa, so we'll have to see if it actually does and what the range is on it. It's an interesting expansion of the product line, though.
Yeah, the Superlink, I'm actually interested in this. It reminds me of like what I did with YoLink, right? Like you're going to need a gateway. The sensors and everything they release are going to use, like you said, it's possibly LoRa. You're going to get really long range. You're going to, it's going to integrate with the Unifi system, and possibly all those sensors will be passed through straight into Home Assistant, so you can create automations that way too, right? So I'm excited to see where the Superlink goes. There's sensors that they offered so far, nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. The PoE siren, every time I see them release a horn or a siren, I just think of their chime, and I'm like, man, just make the chime louder, like turn the siren into like a chime. Let you put chimes on that too. It drives me nuts that chime's so quiet.
It is awful.
So quiet.
Yeah. But their Unifi Protect software, like they're constantly updating this with awesome features. They redesigned the alarm manager, camera tamper aware. It can count people and you can trigger events off of that, which is really cool. You can set regions of interest in the video feed. You can say, I only care about this part of the picture. It has more accurate people detection. It's combining both face and body to now create, detect the people. So, I mean, they're just constantly innovating in that.
Yeah. I when I hooked up the little G6 today, I like went around the house. I put a video of this thing in the hub earlier this evening, and I walked around the house, and I came out the other side, and just to see how I was pretty decent way away. I probably like I don't know, like 50 or 60 feet away. As soon as I came around the corner, camera was looking at me. Like, I mean, it was instant. And I was like, wow, that's impressive, actually. And then I found the setting where it follows you around and that kind of thing. So I made it follow me around this yard. And man, I was impressed for, what is it, $300 camera, $400 camera?
And what was pretty cool when you did that, what had my interest, I think it was Morton in the hub that actually said, if you have one person distracting it, could the other person off camera commit the crime? So,
I don't know.
So if it detected multiple people, would it zoom out and capture you all in the picture at that point? Or would it stick with the first person? I'm curious about that.
That's the AI part of it. I don't know.
And can you outrun it?
I probably could. To go sprint around next time.
All right.
I'm trying to find the super, what is it? The super link? Is it under integrations? Where is this thing? I thought I've seen it on their website before.
It is on the website.
For some reason, it's under camera security and then special devices.
Oh, okay.
Which I kind of get because it ties into protect, but it just feels like they should just have a separate thing for it up top.
Well, for a little tiny, it's a Siren PoE. It's a $109 Siren, but the super link version, they don't have the pricing on that one yet. So it'd be interesting. It'll be powered with a battery or a DC input. Yeah,
the one thing I keep seeing on like Reddit and the internet in general is people really excited about the smoke detector. That is not part of this current release cycle.
Yeah.
They've talked about it though.
Yep. Oh, look, special devices. The first one on there, the most special AI horn.
I don't even see the AI horn.
Well, it's special. Yeah, camera security, I guess, is what it's going to be under.
You should go in black.
They have a black option now. What?
Buy it so that way you have two uses.
I have two. Yeah, I got to get the pair.
Yin and yang.
Couldn't mount them that way. Yeah.
Just on each side of your garage door. Somebody pulls up, they're like, "Oh, never mind."
I was at Home Depot and I parked underneath that big that tower thing they have out in the parking lot with the cameras on it. The little trailer, the solar power trailer. And I was sitting in the car and I opened my door and he goes, "Welcome to Home Depot." And I looked up and there's like one of these speakers hanging off the very top next to the cameras. I'm like, oh, that's what they could use the AI for. Found a use case. Home Depot parking lot security. All right, let's move on here. Speaking of cameras, we've got Google Nest Cam has leaked it's major different. No, it looks pretty much the same.
They got some different colors.
He's got some colors, yeah. There's no this is all like rumors and stuff. So we'll post a link to the story, and you can go take a look at it. But it looks exactly like it always did before, and it probably has better video. So we'll see. If they updated, it's been a couple of years now. Yeah, 2021. So way to be on the update cycle. It's not killed by Google yet, but this probably will be the last of them. Lock Talk, we got QuickSet Halo. It's got it's coming into HomeKit. What is this? It's got Matter in it? No. Yes, it does. It does have Matter. So a QuickSet Halo Select Plus lock. We'll have NFC setup, Apple Home key support, and Matter.
Matter over Thread.
Ooh,
that's even Matter. Yeah, because of the battery, right?
Well, just in general, Matter over Wi-Fi is not good.
No,
it also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So if you just can't make up your mind what you want your lock to do, this is the one to select, the Halo Select Plus. It's right there in the name.
That's what I want. I've installed about a half dozen of these QuickSet Halo locks. They're pretty nice. I used to not like QuickSet smart locks at all, but this one made me reconsider that.
And this QuickSet, yeah, I think I have these in my house. They're like the ones where you could put a key in and then you push this little thing in.
Yeah, and you rekey yourself.
Yeah, you rekey it yourself. It's kind of nice.
I think they call it Smart Key or Quick Key. I think it's Smart Key though.
And they look pretty good.
Yeah, they don't look bad at all.
Yeah, a bunch of other weird stuff coming out too, like a QuickSet garage door opener with Android Auto, CarPlay support.
Oh, nice.
Matter support plan for the future.
Yeah, I saw someone was complaining, like, why are they calling out CarPlay and not saying Apple Home? And it's like, well, more people probably use CarPlay than know about Apple Home these days.
Yeah, marketing.
You get in your car and it comes on, like it is nice when you get close to your house and it gives you the garage door button, and like press this if you want to open your garage door. So I think that, and when you drive away, that little button disappears. So I think that's really well done. And if they want to get in on it, go for it. So. We also have Level Lock too, just kind of in the Lock Talk news. They have Level Lock now has a Matter device too. So Matter is starting to matter, right?
Yeah, supposedly some people already had this, but this is a new product according to a couple of different publications. I think Morton in the Slack channel actually had this. He said he installed it like 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not really sure, but it's interesting. I've never. Have you guys ever used one of these level locks?
No, because
I tried to install one. Yeah, it didn't. It didn't work in the door. Like the lock that I had to configure with it doesn't go through the center. It goes down at the bottom or something. So it didn't work. Thanks, Quickset.
I don't think I would like it, but I don't also have like an attractive door because I want the keypad, right? I mean, one of the things that I like a smart lock is I can walk up to it and just press a button and lock it. And I know you can get the little battery powered keypad that they have with level lock as well, but I just want it all in one unit. But I don't.
It's got Apple
I said, though, I don't have a really nice door though. You know, if I don't have an iPhone anymore, Seth. I wouldn't be able to unlock my door.
Sad.
Yeah, I need a keypad on my doors too because I share the code with the neighbor and they gotta come in and stuff. I don't want to have to program their phones and stuff like that too.
Yeah, like here's my key. Just put your phone up to my door and unlock it. No,
I think that's actually pretty cool.
I mean, it is cool, but
well, I
need a keypad.
Yeah, I tried to put one of these in and it didn't work, but it does look interesting. Yeah, they have a little stick-on keypad there.
When I last looked at Level, I didn't like their integrations, their connectivity, but now that they've added Matter, I think it makes a much more viable option.
Only $400, Captain.
Okay, it's not that viable.
$349.
Not that viable.
The keypad's $79. Yeah, these aren't acquired prices. So.
Yeah.
What?
And even when you say only $300, you know, I do the translation in my head quickly, and it's like I'm gonna end up paying like $600 for that.
These are Sonos Ace territory.
These are saying they're new. Wait a second. These are actual. Okay, so these are new. I haven't seen these before.
Seen what?
These aren't the thing that you install in the door. These are the deadlock, the bolts themselves.
Yeah.
So it's the outside and inside appearance. The previous level lock was just the bolt.
Just the bolt,
bit,
yeah.
So there's two of them. So there's the level lock, which is new. It says $249, and then there's this level lock Pro, which works with Apple Home keys.
Yeah,
and it has door status protection. So
they probably had to make that outside part to add all the extra stuff in there, right?
Yeah,
or the antennas or something like that.
I don't know. It says the level lock works with all this protocol stuff too, so like Apple Home keys. So I don't know what the difference between the $100 Pro is and the regular old lock. So they don't really have a feature comparison thing on their website. Maybe this one doesn't have. No, this one has Matter. It's right up at the top. So
the old one had Matter?
It's not an old one. This is new. There's 2 new locks. There's a level lock and a level lock Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and you can actually add Baldwin levers onto it or a Baldwin knob. That's really cool. Smart. Did they get purchased by Baldwin? I bet they did.
I thought they got acquired by somebody.
Asa Abloy.
Yeah.
Part of a bigger team now. Well, this is actually pretty nice. And if the finish matches my door frame thingy, I might be able to get away with this for $250. Yeah, probably not going to happen. So maybe it will. I really could go for a door lock a smart door lock at the front door, because it's always going around and locking it at night or walking up to it with a handful of groceries. And like the side door, if I had gone that way, I could just tap my watch onto it and the door would be unlocked. But anyway, let's move on here. No more lock talk, but we do have one more matter. The MUI board, which we talked about way back in episode, 300 something. We'll link to it in the show notes. 20, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was forever ago. 3 years ago? Yeah. The MUI board, which is a board that has lights inside of it and you can control stuff. It's got Matter now. So the board now matters.
It's the most expensive 2x4 you'll ever buy.
Not even a 2x4.
Oh, sorry, 2x2. 2x1?
2x1, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a $1,000 board that's got Matter.
It's on sale right now, though. It's normally $1,200.
You can get it in 2 different finishes, natural and dark.
You know, this board, it looks cool. Like, I could see it looking good in my bedroom and everything, but not for $1,000. I just think it's way overpriced. I don't know why it's so expensive, but I'm obviously not the market for it, so.
This brings a whole new meaning to playing with my wood.
Oh my gosh. I guess this is like a little it's like a little LED sign thing where you can put the time and temperature on it, and then it's got some other interaction things that you can do with it. I don't know. I just we made fun of this 4 years ago, and they're still around. So
yeah, I was gonna say, who's buying this?
They only have to sell like 3 of them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're $1,000 boards. I mean, what's the material cost on this, really?
It must be
if they made it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the price increase must be because of the increase of lumber, right?
Yeah, we can't get Canadian lumber anymore. So, now I would be interested on the top of the website. They have a next to this little mirror that's like a wooden mask type thing. I'd be interested if they made it into the wooden mask. I would buy that.
See what you're talking about.
Well, if I can make its eyes light up and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be funny. I was looking at the gallery, and I mean they have it located in different areas. It's weird. They have a bedroom here, and there's just wood. It's not.
Isn't that where you'd normally find wood?
There's no right. It's just there's no product here. Like you would look for this movie board, and they don't have one. So
yeah, but if you're gonna touch wood, it's gonna be in the bedroom, if anything.
In the bedroom, right? Yeah.
I like how they always show these products in the fanciest of houses. I'm like, well, I guess you would have to be fancy to buy $1,000 piece of wood, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the Govee lights or something where they show it in like a $5 million house. You're like, all right, stop it. Nobody with a $5 million house is buying this. They are buying this piece of wood, though, obviously.
Oh, there you go. They've got it mounted all over. They've got 2 finishes. If you're in the market for wood, Movie's got you covered. So check that out. All the links and topics we discussed tonight can be found over on our show notes at HomeTech.fm/540. All right. I think there was something in the mailbag. I think there was a follow-up email from someone. I don't remember. Well, we'll get back to it. But we do have a pick of the week this week. And a friend of the show, Jimmy, we've had him on the show. He sent the Ecovacs boat. This video is incredible that he sent. He walking out, hears this alarm going off of his robot lawnmower. And it's just decided to just drive off into the lake. And it's just floating around there, crying for help.
Yeah, this is awful. This is next to either running away or getting ran over by a car. I think this is kind of your worst nightmare when you get a robot lawnmower. Luckily, my house does not have a pond or a lake near it, so I don't have this problem.
The Ecovacs goat is now the Ecovacs boat. So it's just floating along there. I saw you on TikTok, he had a video. I'll try and link to that too. He pulled it out and it cranked right up.
Yep.
These things are fairly water resistant, but for the fact that it ran in there, that's wild.
I guess it did. Because those, this one looks like the LiDAR version of it. So I think those use the cameras to determine edges and stuff like that. There's no GPS, I don't think, built into antennas or no wire in the ground. So it obviously thought the lake, maybe it's because the lake's kind of green too. Who knows?
No, I mean, we don't know that it just ran in by itself. It could have been sabotaged by a goose or something.
Well, Jimmy, no, he posted the video of it actually driving itself into the lake.
Yeah.
It was just doing its thing.
Maybe it was trying to escape and this was the only way it float across the
Right.
lake. Yep.
Yeah. He's got a zoomed in photo kind of behind there. Yeah, it was just trying to get away. It was I don't want to mow this lawn anymore.
It's fed up and it's just, end me now.
Walks right out into the ocean. Take me away. Poor little guy. Mine always fell into the creek or into the road, but never like this. I mean,
well, at least we know they float. So if it ever ended up in there, you'd be able to see it, right?
I imagine that. I mean, I've taken them apart. They're pretty well sealed up. They're IP67, I think, rated. I mean,
mine has to be to live outside year round.
Right, right. So I think it's okay. But I definitely think there could be water intrusion after a while. Of it floating around in there. What if it water gets up behind the camera and it can't? You have to send it in, TJ. Sorry, stupid vacuum.
I would have a feature request of a water save mode or something like that. If it ends up in water, it can just spin the wheel so it can put her back to the.
You can paddle back.
Yeah, paddle back like a little duck back to the land and crawl back out.
I need a third-party water raft.
It's inflatables come out on the sides.
Yep.
Yeah. There's something they could do with that X3 expansion bay. Well, it's too funny. He made us laugh pretty hard when we saw that in the hub. So, and I'll post a link to his TikTok video. It's pretty good because he's walking out there well, this doesn't look good, and you hear just beep beep beep.
I'm curious how he got it back on shore. Did he have to go in the lake to fetch it?
I guess. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gone very far, like 3 or 4 feet out there.
All right.
So, but it doesn't look very deep. Like it's not a deep. All right. Well, if you have any feedback, questions, ideas for the picks of the week, give us a shout. Email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or you can head on over to HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. All right. Project updates. Gavin, you're up first, it looks like. Got a lot of things on here.
As usual, I always have a lot of things going on. So first off, I want to start off with my water heater. So I have a Rheem water heater, right? And I got that Rheem Wi-Fi module and everything. And just, for the record, the Rheem Wi-Fi module is utter crap. I mean, I'm always fighting with that thing. But what I do like is this is one of the reasons why I like having sensors and everything to notify me when things go wrong. So this weekend, for some reason, my water heater stopped heating water. And that Rheem sensor happened to be online at the time and notify me, hey, there's a problem with your water heater. And, and so I went down and, a little Googling, I got it all started back and everything. But this is why I like sensors, because it kind of prevented a bigger issue of, being without water and hot water in the morning. So, if you have a Rheem water heater and you're looking to get something, like I said, their water heater Wi-Fi module is utter crap. But I mean, when it works, it will notify you of things. So, just expect it to drop off constantly from the network.
That's what you expect out of your IoT devices.
I know. I don't know why. It's the first thing always to drop off, and I always have to go down and just plug it out, plug it back in, it works again. So I don't know. So that was one thing I just wanted to mention. An update on my droplet. We talked about this last show or show before. Just want to follow up. The thing's working nice. It's detecting all my water usage, logging and everything. Well, I only wish so to Home Assistant they exposed the flow rate, which is nice because you can use that to create some automations up. I wish they also exposed the water usage value as well, so you can now add that to your energy dashboards and do your calculations and stuff easily. The only way I could get around it is I had to create another sensor based on the flow rate that kind of calculates the water usage based on the reported flow rate, and then I can import that into my dashboard. And I'm now doing some comparison tests to see how well it matches up to what they report versus what my water meter is reporting. But it's a nice device. It detects everything from, when you flush a toilet, it can tell you that's a toilet flushing. To when you turn on the tap, it says it's a tap. And it's using the AI built in to detect all that stuff based, I guess, on the flow rates and stuff like that. So pretty cool device. I just want to give that update. If you mess with, so recently, I don't know when this was broken, but Home Assistant, in one of their updates, I think it's probably in one, I think it's one of the add-on updates, like Zigbee to MQTT, they switched over their button events to event entities, right? And Z-Wave, same thing. Devices that are like a button, they now have like an event entity. And when you press that button, you can create your automations based off of that by monitoring that event entity. The problem with that is that I don't even know how to explain this. I had to make notes because it got complicated, but you have a trigger and you say trigger based on the event entity getting kind of updated, right? But then you can set the attribute to say on a single click or a double click or a hold or something like that. The problem with the event entity is that it can get triggered by many different things. And then if you have to kind of like, how do I explain this? Edit this part out and make me sound better when I try this, because I'm trying to get this right in my head.
It's
we'll use AI on it.
Yeah. No, but the when you single press it, it will send the attribute to single, right? Then if you single press it again, the attribute itself doesn't change, so it doesn't trigger in your automation. Right? If you double click it, now that attribute changes and then your automation triggers. So to get around that, you basically have to say your trigger is if anything happens with this event, then you have to go down to your conditions and say if it's this, if it's that, and check the attributes that way. So I just want to let people know if you're working with buttons and stuff like that, that's how you have to do it. But even trickier is when you do Zigbee to MQTT updates or Z-Wave updates, it was triggering my buttons in all my automations because the buttons go offline or unavailable and then come back online and then it detects it as a press. right? So every time I did a Z-Wave update, blinds would open or whatever would happen in my house, and it was getting really annoying. But I did find a fix, and basically in your trigger, edit the YAML, and this is more for people that run into this problem. I have to share it somewhere. Edit the YAML, and you can add two values, and you can add like a not to and not from, and set it to unknown or available. So basically it's saying, don't trigger if this thing goes to unknown or available or comes from unknown available. So if it comes offline or goes offline, don't trigger anything, right? And hopefully that will stop you from running into the same situation, because I would do updates on my Z-Wave at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd be sitting here and I'd just click update, and then all the blinds in the bedroom where the wife's sleeping would start opening up and stuff like that, and I'd get yelled at and, all that type of stuff. This avoids all that. So something to keep in mind if you have buttons and you run into this type of problem, that's how you kind of get around it, because it's just the button going offline and online triggers the event, and then your automation kicks off from there. So I had to share that with the world. The people that run into this will know what I'm talking about, and they'll be happy that they're able to solve it.
What a crazy thing to deal with.
It's such, because it used to be, it was all working before, and then they just switched over to these event entities, and now I got to worry about how I handle the event so much more. It's almost like it got more complicated, but maybe...
Oh, no, it can't do that.
I was going to say, Home Assistants make it less complicated.
I almost feel like in the future, they're going to change it again, and then it's going to get more, it's going to break everything I did, and I'll have to switch it to their new method. But that's the joy of Home Assistant. You learn these things the hard way sometimes. And I just wanted to give an update on the SM Lite devices. So I've talked about these in the past. These are the PoE like Zigbee coordinators and stuff like that, right? So recently, Zigbee to MQTT was crashing with them. So your Zigbee network was going offline. So they did release an update, a firmware update. If you're running into this, I see some people posting in the forums about this, but they released a firmware update that apparently addressed this issue. They found the bug. So if you're running into this, check for the firmware update. But that being said, I did do the firmware update, and I still get the crashing issue. So I don't know if they fixed it just doesn't happen as frequently, but it's still happening to me. So I've reached out to them to let them know and everything like that. But if you're running into this, that's what I did. To get around all this, I created an automation. This is how you fix something crashing. So I basically said, if my Zigbee to MQTT add-on stops, then all you have to do is there's a button called Reset Zigbee on the SM Lite device. I press the Reset Zigbee, wait 5 seconds, then start back up the add-on, and everything's back online. And that's how I get around it. So when it goes down, I probably have like 5 to 30 seconds downtime, but it's not very frequently goes down, but this addresses it now. So sharing that also with the world, if hopefully this helps somebody.
See, you talking about all this stuff, like when we were talking earlier about how professionals
they don't want to deal with
like the average person doesn't want to deal with like motion sensors and door contacts on their windows and stuff. This is why.
Yep.
Because it's overly complex.
It's not just overly complex, but it's like one day this is all working fine. Like this SM Lite device was working beautifully, and then all of a sudden there was an update somewhere that just broke it randomly out of nowhere.
They deleted all my stuff.
Or something, and you're just like, what the heck is going on? It's been working fine for months. So now
that's because you didn't read the notes that said it was going to break everything, because they changed how everything works.
Yeah. So I totally understand the pro space. You don't want it to break on a client, and you have to go visit them and stuff. They'll just say it's unreliable. I totally get it. This is the pain I put myself through, though. Self-inflicted.
We all do.
I'm just going to walk off into the lake one day. And that pretty much that wraps up my projects for this week. Things I found, things that happen.
TJ, what frustrations do you have this week?
No frustrations this week. I got 2 new products. One of them is home automation related. The other one, not really, but the first one I want to talk about is the Zeus Siren. This thing is not $300, but it doesn't have AI in it. Actually, it has as much AI as the AI horn that Seth has on his desk, but it only costs $44.95. It's not PoE. It uses a regular outlet, but it uses Z-Wave. So that's pretty cool. I actually, when we had Agnes on a couple months ago at this point, she told us about this product, and I was like, I need a siren so I can yell at solicitors when they come to my door. And she's like, well, we're going to be releasing something at some point, but I can't tell you when. And
so don't buy that AI horn from you.
Yeah, I tried to warn Seth, but he was like, nah. And she emailed me when it came out, and I bought one a couple days later. It came. It is extremely loud, way louder than the Unifi Chime. And it's like so tiny. You guys can't see it on the video right now, but we'll link to it in the show. It is extreme. I mean, look how tiny this thing is.
It is
so
very
tiny.
Small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it loud?
I mean, it's like it can fit in the palm of my hand. It is loud. I triggered it by accident, and the family did not enjoy that. So I think you can definitely scare off an intruder or two if you set this off. I can't wait to try to load up some custom audio files on it because I want to try it to use it for like Halloween this year. When the kids come to the door, I can set up some automations that they can get yelled at or something. I don't know.
You got mine on. There's no candy here.
It's all my candy. Go away. I don't want to give you any. So that's pretty cool. I would recommend it. It's Z-Wave long range. It's the 800 series. Pretty much everything they're doing at this point is going to be the long range series. So I think it's a well worth it device, and it can scare off intruders. Because that's what an alarm does, or a siren does, right?
It's so small, we'll never find where the noise is coming from.
That's right.
It's just so loud, I gotta go.
Yeah. Just don't accidentally trigger it inside your house.
It is fairly small. It's smaller than I thought it was going to be. I'm trying to think of something that's that big, but...
I mean, it's basically like the same height as an AirPod Pro case.
Yeah. It's close to that. Yeah.
I have an AirPod Pro case next to it right now, and they're similar.
It's impressive.
And then my second new device, I switched to Android about a couple weeks ago now. I switched to the S25 Ultra. I did not like it. And so I bought a Pixel 9a to hold me over until the Pixel 10 came out. And so when the Pixel 10 came out, I pre-ordered it. I just received it today. It is very nice, very heavy. The camera is weird. Kind of looks like a minion. But I'm enjoying Android. It's got a lot of fun stuff on there that I have not used. I haven't used Android since I moved to iOS when the iPhone 12 came out. And I had an iPhone before that at some point too, but I was using the Android before that. I liked Android. I am interested to see if it's really improved any. So we'll see how that goes. The Pixel, though, is a good experience. It's basically like the closest you can get to stock Android at this point. You know, Samsung's always loading down their phones with a bunch of like extra junk, and then you have like 2 apps of everything, whereas the Pixel, it's just all Google stuff. And because I've never transitioned from Google products, it's a pretty easy move to make. The only thing I'm missing at this point, I would say like it's such a silly little thing, but I use Apple CarPlay. I use it every day as soon as I get in the car. It just does everything. And one of the features I got used to was being able to just double click on my AirPods, and the audio from my phone would just switch to the AirPods while I kept using the navigation on my radio. That is not possible in the Android world. Once you are connected to Android Audio, the audio will only come out of the radio. This is not like a normal problem for most people. It is a problem for me, though, because I drive a large van, and it's very hard to hear phone calls and stuff. So right now, I'm just basically using my phone and just putting it in the cup holder.
Yeah.
So because like, you know, I have this giant like $1,000 radio that I can't use. And so I actually ordered a spare iPhone. I think it's like a iPhone SE 3rd generation or 2nd generation. It was like $150. And I'm just going to leave that in the van full time. And so that'll be my navigation. It's such a silly thing. And I'm like, there's an option to switch the audio, what you're playing your audio out of. But Android Auto just overrides it, which I guess makes sense, right? Because it's like a safety thing. But it's just not something that you would think of. So just that one little weird thing. Now you can do text messaging for Android in the browser, so I don't miss that. Like there's no reason for me to use iMessage. So that's not a big problem for me. I don't use AirPlay really ever, so that's not a problem for me either. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I just got the phone literally like a couple hours ago because it got released today technically. So I've got everything moved over. I started with a fresh install. When I moved from iPhone to the S25 Ultra and then the 9A, I kind of just copied everything over. This time I just got my text messages and my phone calls, and I'm just doing a fresh install. So that way I can just install the apps I need, because there's just, on my iPhone, I have like 200 apps, I think. And like, that's just obnoxious.
Yeah.
I don't think I need all those.
I use like 3 apps every day, but there's like 600 of them on the phone, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially like you're installing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I have a Schlage app on my phone. I don't have a Schlage lock, but I set up Schlage locks for other people, and I have, like Ring apps, and I don't have a Ring device. So like, there's a ton of apps that I'll probably download again at some point. But it's kind of nice to start fresh and not have to worry about bringing over any of the bloat or weird stuff. I will say the app transition was actually pretty nice when I moved from the iPhone to Android. I basically just like plugged my phone into each other, and it did a good job of like going to the Play Store and finding the same app and downloading it for me. So there wasn't a lot of apps that I had to go manually download. It was like, oh, you had Pocket Cast on your iPhone. Here you go. It's on your Android now. So that was pretty cool. I still had to sign in with everything, obviously. Yeah. But that part was relatively easy. So I would say it's there's a lot of talk about switching right now. I think some people are just getting bored with the iPhone. It'll be interesting to see what they release. Was it next week or the week after?
Oh yeah, we get the liquid glass.
Yeah,
watch out.
Supposedly something with a thermal camera or something. Nobody really knows.
Just what I need.
Yeah, I don't know. Vapor chamber cooling, maybe too.
They seem to be adding a lot of things that Android already had. Right, so that's the way I'm looking at it. I just noticed in my iMessage you changed from blue bubble to green bubble. So
he's gone green.
Yeah. You're getting moved.
Which doesn't really matter. The RCS thing is great.
It just bugs me still.
Yeah, you hear that, DJ? You bug Gavin. Okay.
I don't want to text you anyway. So
can I see if
like there's we have this thing called the internet. You can find me on like a billion different platforms. We don't need to text each other. It's fine.
Can I still see you when you're typing?
With RCS, you should be able to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it pretty much has feature parity with. It gets kind of weird when there's like one person that still doesn't have an RCS phone.
Yeah.
In a group message, but for the most part, it works well. All right.
There's some like weird things too. Like, so I'm all in on like Apple with everything else at this point. I have a Mac Mini. I have a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air. I have an iPad, so like I'm still using Apple devices. What I think is hilarious is that on my Mac Mini, I can't use Apple Pay to pay for products because I have to scan it with my phone. It pops a little like QR code, and I have to scan it with my phone in order to pay with Apple Pay. And I'm like, but I have an Apple computer. Can't you just use the saved information? And I guess you need a phone for that.
I thought you could save it on your computer, like, because the Apple Pay will bounce around depending on like what you have it. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like weird stuff like that. That is one of the things I don't like about Apple is that, like, I don't know. It's so locked down for a lot of that stuff. Like my text messages, I can just use my text messages anywhere now. And with an iPhone, I can only use it with Apple devices.
Yeah, but you're green. I mean,
nobody cares.
Yeah,
I'm not 12.
You're green. Come on. Yeah,
but that's it. Cool. That's all I got. What do you?
Looks like a nice phone. It's got some giant camera bump, but I suspect we're all going to have those in a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, I really hate the camera bump thing. I wish they would just like make the phone even with itself and just give me like a little more battery.
Yeah.
Why would they do this giant camera bump?
I was going to say, that's the rumor with the one of the Apple products. They're going to have like this slimmed down tiny phone that's super slim that probably doesn't have
iPhone Air.
Yeah. But you said, give me all the batteries. It's like, oh no, they're not going to make it thicker. Yeah, it's the opposite direction. So,
well, I mean, I don't mind the like the thin phones, but it's just like when you make it, it's kind of like the OLED, right? If you get like an OLED and they make the bezels like extremely thin, they make the back extremely thin, but then like the middle, they have this giant bump. And it's like, okay, like you made the part that I have to hold on to mount the TV extremely thin and breakable.
Yeah.
But the bottom middle is very thick. Can you just make it like symmetric? I don't know. Just make it all the same. Why we gotta do this? Who's enjoying this? You know?
Yeah. Apple and Samsung for making all the phones and TVs you're paying for, so they're enjoying it. They get all the money. All right. I got some projects. Well, first, I'm going to kill a project before I finish it.
God.
Well, I was trying to get that Where's the Bus thing working. And I kind of had it working, But like, this is a little app that I was using in Home Assistant to track where the kids' bus was. But this thing, the API services they have are so like, I'll be like, oh, it's time to go. Let's check where the bus is in the morning. And it's like, there's no bus assigned to you. I'm like, no, there's a bus assigned. So like, it's a very unreliable app. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but also I was having all these issues with, they have like this reCAPTCHA thing installed. And so it's just kind of like really painful to do any workaround to get past that. And there's some also on the API, the other stuff, like there's some anti-automation. Let's just say that. Like they must not want people doing what I'm doing. So I kind of like, well, if it is such a pain in the butt to get like all this authentication working and like inspecting cookies and exporting them from your browser, it's like, this isn't really going to work. So I'll put that on hold. Maybe I'll reach out to them and say, hey, why don't you release an API so people can find out where the bus is? But it really won't matter that much if the bus isn't even en route or doesn't show up on the thing anyway. So I don't know. I'm going to kill it. I'll put it on the shelf and it can just sit there and rot. But in the meantime, I was like, well, you know what? I'm already have this tab open on my Home Assistant. Let me look in here and see what integrations I can clean up, because they have that nice areas thing now that's pretty minimal, and I don't have to like look at all those temperature sensors and stuff that get added in for whatever reason on the old dashboard. So I just use that, and some of the things in that I had were like, I have my cars, right? So I've got a Subaru and a BMW, right? And they both have this remote start capability that integrates with Home Assistant. I was like, you know what? Like I'm always sitting at my desk. I'm like, all right, I need to go somewhere. And I always want to like fumble out my phone. I open up the Subaru app. It has to do Face ID. Then it has to give me a pop-up to say, hey, you should probably add an emergency contact. And I'm like, skip. And then it's like failed to connect. I'm like, you know what? I bet every single time I use the Home Assistant app, it'll work. Guess what? Every single time I use the Home Assistant app, it works. I just push a button on my Stream Deck now when I want to leave. And I also put on the button like how much fuel's in my car, which is 17%. And my wife's car has 98%. Go figure that one out. So yeah, I can pick which car right here on my Stream Deck, which car I want to take based on how much fuel, I guess, isn't it? Anyway, I thought it was a fun little project that I did.
That's pretty sweet. I would like that.
Yeah. Oh, and I set it up. I did an automation thing in the Home Assistant, since I noticed that you could lock the doors. Like at midnight, it sends the command to lock the doors on both the cars, just in case, because I leave them unlocked from time to time.
Yeah, that's always a good automation. That's actually what I miss about. There was a drone mobile Home Assistant integration for a little while.
Yeah,
and I had it set up to auto lock every night. Did not find out it was broken until 3 months after it was broken. So
yeah, I was about to say, I'm not checking on it, so it's like it could not work, and the car could be unlocked all night. I don't know. I'm just assuming that it works. Let's just YOLO.
What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. I don't live in Canada. All right. So Gavin's like, they stole the car. All right. Let's see. The G6 PTZ, I know we talked about that. I want to also follow up on it. I brought my little AI port out to test, because this particular client had some old Amcrest PTZs that are actually kind of decent, but they're Amcrest, so the software on them sucks. And I was going to see, like, let me plug the AI port in and see if I get the features that I get from just the Unifi PTZs. We just leave these up. And it did work. Like, you get the facial recognition and you can do like some automations off of it and everything. But one thing it doesn't have with the AI port is the tracking. The AI ports don't control the PTZs until it, like, if you see somebody here, follow them around and that kind of thing. And it's like, well, that's useless. So the client already had two more G6s there, so he's gonna swap them out and have these get rid of the big giant Amcrest cameras and go down to the little small Unifi ones, because they just work really well. And when I installed the AI port, you can't even select the G6 PTZ as an option, because it's got all the AI features in it, I guess. So you can't even select it. So I left it running tonight on their cameras to see if they if it does anything, picks up cars or anything like that. I noticed it was picking up license plates on cars that you can't even read, so that's kind of cool. But he's not going to have any value in that. I just anybody out there who is looking to add AI to an old on-VIF camera and adding that AI port in, it's probably not going to work the way you think it does. You're just going to have less features than just going out and getting the similarly cost G6 PTZ, which is my pick of the week, I guess. Got a floating lawnmower and a G6 PTZ. I installed the Home Assistant toilet paper holder 2 or whatever it is. I got one of those in the mail, and
Did you actually install this one?
Yeah, no,
you already had a Z-Wave hub on your desk.
Did I have that? Yeah, I still have that here. I have the Zigbee one too.
It's right there.
Yeah,
never used,
but whatever.
Never been plugged into anything.
I guess I'll do a giveaway one of these days. I don't know. I kind of like fidgeting with these things, and this one has an antenna.
You could definitely buy cheaper fidget toys, just so you know. I mean,
whatever.
Do whatever you want.
They're here. So yeah, I installed the thing. It's got a little LED on top that lights up blue. It looks like. I don't think it means anything. When you turn it sideways, it yells at you. It only holds 2 toilet paper rolls, which is kind of insulting. I was hoping to get at least 3 on there. And then it does hold 1 paper towel roll. So I think, that means it needs to be a toilet paper roll holder when I'm done with it. But I hooked it up to those Zen 30s, I guess you sent?
Oh yeah, the double switch.
Yeah.
The dimmer plus the switch.
I've had those installed for a long time. One's in my daughter's room for a fan light combo thing, and then one's in the bathroom for the vanity light and the what's it called? The bathroom fan. And they've been working okay. I'm testing out the range. They're located across the house, and that the toilet paper roll holder is as far back and on the opposite end of the house as it could possibly be. So it says they're connected great, and they are linked together. And I had there's like a little visual thing that I found. I don't even know if I could find it again, but there's a little visual thing of your Z-Wave network that shows you how things are meshed together, and everything was happy. And, I was looking at it last night. This morning, I was going to turn my daughter's room light on because, of course, she was like oversleeping and her alarm is just going off full blast in there. I'm like, what's going to wake her up? Maybe a light would. Well, I go to turn the light on, and guess what? It didn't work. So, the fan, I could turn the fan on and off. It's the same device, but the light I can't turn off. Don't know why. But that's the magic of Home Assistant, Z-Wave. I'm not sure yet, but Z-Wave may be dead, TJ. I'm just going to put that back out. Like, if the toilet paper roll holder can't do it, then Z-Wave may be dead.
I mean, definitely not user implementation,
I mean, who knows? I don't know. I was told this is plug and play. Like, this is the best way to do it. So I may investigate what's going on with that. I may not. I probably won't. The idea was that, like, maybe I could put it. Actually, I did notice, like, once I got those Z-Wave devices installed, what's it called? The Zen 30s, the light switches, right? I noticed all these little programming things you guys have been talking about all these years. And I think you can set up most of that just by tapping the buttons or something a bunch of times, according to the instructions. Like, you can get to most of those settings by just tapping buttons on it. But, it's got things like built into the switch itself, basically a fan timer, right? So you turn the fan on and it'll last for 20 minutes or whatever, and it'll turn off. And so you can go in and you can set that in Home Assistant. So that's kind of nice. But we'll see. And then as part of my Apollo order that I got the toilet paper roll holder with, I ordered a dev board. So with the little C6 thing, well, this is the breadboard, but like I've already hooked it up to a little sensor thing. So maybe one of these days I'll get around to connecting this and getting my light sensor project that I've always wanted to do and have begged and pleaded for somebody else to make working. And yeah, I have some other parts coming, but everything was on a slow boat. It's going to take 5 weeks for delivery. So yay. And then I got an M1 display from Apollo. So
nice.
If you go to the Apollo's website, you'll see the little M1 display. It's a little LED board, right? Little LED matrix board that you can put pictures or video on, or it's kind of hard to look at. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But there's all sorts of examples of like putting text on the screen. So you can put the time and temperature. If this was a board, it would be a MUI board, right? But it's not. It's just a piece of plastic. But I've got to say, this was the best unboxing experience of any device I've ever had. I plug it in and it turns on, and immediately you guys seen the video? I don't even know where this is. It's like these kids on like the front of a rowboat, and these guys are rowing behind it, and he's like dancing. Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
It's like a meme thing going around with a little kid dancing on the front of the boat. I don't know. That starts playing. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then this next video comes on. Man, it's too bright. You guys can't see it, but
yeah, I can't see anything.
This next video comes on, and it's a guy like on the phone, and he's like walking around, and like green stuff starts falling from the top of the screen. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's not like a video screen. It's just a bunch of LEDs making a picture. I'm looking at it. And the guy's like walking around, and green stuff keeps falling out of the tree. And then finally, he's like, one of the green things falls out of the tree and hits him on the head. I'm like, realizing in real time here, I'm like, is that an iguana falling out of a tree and hitting a guy on the head? Like, what the heck?
It must be cold in Florida.
The ultimate troll.
And then I'm like, that's just weird. Like, is it like a random picture that they put on there? And then the next picture comes up is this like weird kid looking at me winking or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I took a video and posted it in the hub, and then I went over to their Discord servers, and I'm like, so when you guys get these in the mail, is this what comes on yours? Because I think I'm being trolled by someone. And yeah, sure enough, it was Justin. I did some more detective work, and his name's written here on the in the packing slip. He said thanks. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he had pre-programmed my M1, and I don't think I'm going to change it. I'm just going to leave it like that because it's hilarious. I just laughed and laughed and laughed about that. It's so funny. And then to go and find out that he had pre-programmed the thing for me with these random. I mean, iguana one. I've been looking for that. Like, where did he find that? It's so funny.
What a great troll.
It's too good. It's too good. And just there's iguanas falling out of this tree, and the guy's just
problems.
Yeah. It's just it's too good. Too good. All right. I'll put a link to the video of that so you guys can check it out. We'll put it on the YouTube. That'll be on YouTube. Just like that's probably how we'll get our clicks. Do we need clicks on YouTube?
Yeah, we'll get 10 clicks from that. But talking to Justin, they will be at CES as well. So I think they're going to be exhibiting there.
That's great.
So if you're going to CES, you can see all their products in person, and we'll finally get to meet up with them.
I was going to say I might see him.
I was hoping to trick you into giving us a definite answer. you totally saw around that. So you may see him in January.
Yeah, I might.
Definitely, maybe.
Definitely, maybe. Yep. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up everything tonight. I'm still laughing at this thing because it just keeps cycling back through to the...
It's bright, too.
It's very it's very bright. And I don't think it's like... It might not be 100%.
Crank that baby up.
Yeah. You can turn them down. I mean, and they have them... These are kind of cool. They have them set up where you can like link them together and mount them on things. So I think you can get like 4 of them put together on one thing. But then it's running WLED on there, so you can do all sorts of stuff with that too. You can put multiple of those running in tandem. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the show. But we do want to thank everyone who listens to the show tonight, and especially want to thank those who are able to support the show through our Patreon page. Going over there, if you don't know about the Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support to learn how you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. Any pledge over $5 a month gets you a big shout out here on the show, but every single pledge gets you an invite over to our private Slack chat hub, where you and other patrons of the show can gather and see check out that new EcoVax boat, man. That's really cool. Good stuff.
Boats are going to be all the rage at CES this year.
Yes, it's CES boats. If you can't support the show financially, totally understand. Just appreciate a 5-star review or positive rating in the podcast app of your choice. That's going to wrap up the week here on Home Tech. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Till next time.
Take care.